Welcome to the last video in this 7-part plus some broken down part series. This one's going to be all about cornography, sexuality, and without further ado, here we go. We need to understand that the cornography industry is weaponizing young men and it is objectifying women, and that's a fact. You can't get around it. I don't care what you have to say. It is a very toxic industry. It is just not a good thing. So if you have that addiction, you're valid, but we need to understand why. Cornography, it affects our neurological development process, our ability to connect in so many areas, and it creates this false sense of reward and pleasure. There's also this element of like degrading women. It's a thing, and men start thinking that that is pleasure and that's how to treat a woman. And this is a widespread addiction. Like, we have to literally deprogram and decolonize ourselves from this pornographic programming. It is so widespread. It is so fucking accepted, and it should not be. It is poisoning the minds of our young children, especially the young men. Addiction is not your problem. It is an attempt to solve your problems. I want to say that again. Addiction is not your problem. It is an attempt to solve your problems. The dopamine drives the fantasy brain, so think about how the pornography industry gives that some expansion here, right? It fuels it. It fuels the fantasy brain. It makes us not have real connection because people are watching these fake scenarios and they're fantasizing about them, and the brain does not differentiate between what's real and what's online. Corn also induces erectile dysfunction. It decreases infertility, and it also signals a lot of shame and guilt when there is the act of the releasing. It creates this pressure to perform based on the corn, stress-driven to release pressure in life. So people are actually using this to release their testosterone so they do not have to feel. Testosterone and dopamine are tied very closely together. It manages and governs our drive, our power, our vitality, and our adrenal health. When our dopamine decreases, our reserves decrease, it drains our vital life force, and it drives through the seminal fluids. Cognitively and psychologically and emotionally and spiritually, it creates this fantasy-based sexual experience like a video game, and it desensitizes the self over time. I used to have a big problem with that in college. I desensitized myself to the point of I could not see UM without a vroom vroom. It really created issues for me long term. So how do we restore this intimacy, this energy within ourselves? Stay tuned for the next part. Let me know if you have any comments or concerns off of this. Like, follow, and share, and I love you. I'll be back.